Hi guys, I'm Sean. This is Alyssa.
Gus is in our hearts, and this is Internet Rabbit Hole Daily.
Hello, folks. We are back. Now, it feels like just a year ago we were doing 29 years of SRK. Well, that actually wasn't even a year ago. It was a couple of months ago. And now it's 30 years of SRK. In fact, I was checking out the trending topics on Twitter. This was coming up a whole lot. As we know, people love SRK.
You didn't even tell me what this was.
This is 30 years in Bollywood. So we checked out one the other day, which was 29 years. And now it's the big 30. Now, there was a few videos out there that were recognizing those 30 years. And this one wasn't the one with the most views. I checked out a couple of them just a little bit to see what they looked like. This one seemed very interesting because it looks like it comes at it from a bit of a different angle where, first of all, it's in English, which is great, but they also show little clips from his various movies. And so I thought that would be a great way for us to sort of, get a nice overview of some of the films that he's worked on.
Awesome.
So this is, like I said, 30 years.
Oh, I keep having to
And
switch.
for those of you who are wondering, we have an editor working on My Name is Con right now. The episodes are getting completed and they will be posted. So please stay tuned for that.
Okay.
I am the king.
Ah, the king. Why are we laughing?
It's really loud.
Yeah, you keep it down.
Oh, what was that one?
It's like a science
Is it
fiction
like
one.
Alien?
That's Suede's, I believe. That's the one that people really want to see.
And then
Wow.
what's the old
I
romantic
think it's
one?
DDLJ or TTLJ, something like that.
I think
Here's that. That's the
that's
one.
it, yeah.
30 years. What an achievement.
Shah Rukh Khan is without a doubt one of the world's most popular actors. He's also one of the world's finest actors. He has fans in every corner of the world, reaching people of all ages and walks of life, including millions of fans who don't speak Hindi. While his Bollywood career celebrates its 30th anniversary on the 25th of June,
There we go. My name is
2022, it's his earlier works that paved the way. SRK came from humble beginnings. Born into a Muslim family in India, he is the youngest child of the late Latif Fatima Khan and Mir Taj Muhammad Khan.
Looks like his dad.
And he has an older sister, Shinaz Lala Khan. As a teenager, SRK excelled in a variety of subjects at the St. Columba School, including sports that were his primary passion, from cricket to football and hockey in particular.
I like this
He
one. We
aspired
didn't
to
know all
become
this.
a
Hockey?
professional athlete.
Like field hockey?
However,
Yeah.
owing to a severe back injury during a game of football,
Uh-oh.
most dreams were shattered, and instead he would turn his focus to theater.
Well,
In 1984,
Worked out for him, didn't
look
it?
at him now.
SRK enrolled at Hansraj College, where he would later graduate to earn a bachelor's degree in economics.
Oh.
After his graduation in 1988, he began studying for a master's degree in mass communication and simultaneously joined Delhi's theatre group, led by Barry John, the mentor whom SRK largely was responsible for pursuing a career in acting. He
Oh,
later
what
attended the
interesting.
Delhi School of Drama to further hone his
I hadn't heard of this guy
Yeah, I
before.
slightly missed that. Was that a teacher or something of his?
Now, I think the subtitles are a little bit wrong there. They were saying that
It's
SRK was going to be honing his lesbian skills. Now, I think they meant thespian skills. So please,
They're auto-generated. It's just really quiet, and then those
Yeah.
other parts were really loud, and
I
it's
know,
just
hey?
harder to hear the speaking parts. So I just put the auto-generated so we could get a
that's so
grasp.
cool. So he went to school. He suffered a bad injury to his back, and then it
From
sounds like he
football?
really poured himself into theater.
graduation in 1988, he began studying for a master's degree in mass communication and simultaneously joined
communication.
Delhi's theatre group, led by Barry John, the mentor whom SRK largely was
course, we want to
responsible
learn
for
more
pursuing
about
a
this
career
guy.
in acting. He later attended the Delhi School of Drama to further hone his thespian skills. It was here where SRK would land his first roles in television. He starred in many Indian serials such as Circus, Dasar Keval,
He looks so young.
and other productions. But it was the series Fauji that would attract the attention of renowned Bollywood directors,
Fauji,
firmly putting his name on the map.
1988.
यस मी वो क्या है कि क्या है वो यहाँ हमारी आर्मी में कस्टम है कि हम सीनियर ऑफिसर को विजिट करते हैं तो उसी कॉल पे मैं यहाँ पे हूँ आप कैप्टन है सर मैम
Ah.
Uh-oh.
While his acting career began to take shape, his personal life would take a tragic turn. SRK had lost his father early during his teenage years, an event from which he could not recover to this day. In 1991, at the age of 25, his mother fell sick and eventually died prematurely. SRK has stated that his mother was the most important person in his life, and it was this loss that led him to the decision to leave his hometown, Delhi, for Mumbai to pursue a career in Bollywood. He married his longtime girlfriend Gauri, and upon arrival to the home of the biggest film industry in the world, he
Are they
signed
still
5 films
together?
back to back and launched a career that, to this very day, is one of a kind. It didn't take long for SRK's career to take off. While starting out with minor roles in Dil Ashna Hai and a supporting role in Divana, the latter would ultimately launch his career as it became a box office hit.
The
and won
Letter?
his first award for Best Newcomer.
The first time I'm getting an award, a major award in the film industry, and she's still not here. So this one goes out to her. This one's for you, Mom.
Aw.
Thank you very much.
Enter 1993, and his popularity would explode and earn him instant stardom.
Wow.
He's
However,
got a
he would
mullet.
gain critical
When Jurassic
acclaim
Park
not by
came out.
playing hero-type roles. Instead, his rise to massive fame came about through the portrayals of villains.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
मुझे माफ कर देना.
That's where the massive fame came.
Ah! Oh!
These were roles that established stars of the time would refuse, as an anti-hero role was generally regarded as unfavorable to one's career. It was an unusual beginning, as most actors before him set out to launch their careers with classic characters that would be deemed heroic by audiences. And against all odds, these films neither sabotaged nor typecast SRK as an actor.
तुमने शिवानी को मारा? आप यहाँ क्या कर रहे हैं? तुमने मारा? तुमने शिवानी को मारा? विजय साहब, ये मेरा पर्सनल मामला है. आप इसमें मत बोलिए. And please get out of here. तुमने शिवानी को मारा? 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 शिवानी को मारा?
What's gonna happen? Ah.
It allowed him the creative freedom to explore whatever role he wanted. His immense versatility and unconventional acting style stood out and instantly established him as an actor to be taken seriously. And so
God,
it is to
quite
no
the
surprise
range.
that the awards for best performances would keep pouring in and ultimately make him the face of a young, emancipated,
There we go,
and
that's the one.
progressive thinking generation.
The DDLJ.
कोई बात नहीं सेन्योरिटा, कोई बात नहीं. बड़े-बड़े देशों में ऐसी छोटी-छोटी बातें होती रहती हैं.
With SRK's acting career in full throttle, his thespian ability wasn't the only trait for which he would make a name for himself. Being known as a well-read, avid thinker and progressive mind, he'd soon be invited to speak at public events on societal issues, political issues,
I can't wait to see one of his
topics, and
talks, right?
education.
Because they're in English. He's such a smart guy.
The
And I've learned
humanitarian.
from these people
TED Talk.
that neither power nor poverty can make your life more magical or less torturous. I've learned from the people of my country that the dignity of a life, a human being, a culture, a religion, a country, actually resides in its ability for grace and compassion. I've learned that whatever moves you, whatever urges you to create, to build, whatever keeps you from failing, whatever helps you survive, is perhaps the oldest and the simplest emotion known to mankind. And that is love.
We need to see that TED Talk.
Yeah, I know.
SRK's philanthropic efforts, especially in the field of education and women empowerment,
Oh, wow.
would win him worldwide recognition and establish him as an intellectual voice in a world largely
Wow.
dominated by
4
grammar
honorary
and
doctorates.
Whoa.
His ability to express complex thought in simple words add to the accessibility and, for this reason, make him relatable to millions of people from all walks of life.
The fact is that there's nothing special about Shah Rukh, and it is difficult to explain how ordinary I am
Is
because
that honesty or is
that's
that false
honesty,
modesty?
and that is honesty. I
I
mean,
mean, you genuinely say that you're a very ordinary
I
person.
can't
I
believe
am a
it.
very ordinary person. Yeah.
Believe it.
Can't believe what?
That he's an ordinary
Oh,
person.
he's just a person just like us.
One of SRK's main qualities is that of an all-consuming
talented.
artist. The love and pride for his craft, as well as his home country, would soon propel him to take on larger endeavors that would aid in revolutionizing Indian cinema. In 1999, SRK, his close friends Juhi Chawla and Aziz Mirza founded a production company by the name of Dreams Unlimited. They produced 3 films, Fir Bhi Dil Hai Hindustani, Ashoka and Chai to Chai.
Oh, Ashoka. That sounds
While the
cool.
former didn't do well at the box office, the latter too garnered decent success. However, it wasn't enough to keep the company afloat. And so in a little over 3 years, Dreams Unlimited will be no more.
I'm surprised that didn't work.
एक बार बोलो माँ
I've heard a lot about the real Ashoka.
ख्याल के लिए बोलो
Undeterred by the loss of his first production house, SRK kept pushing ahead, forging his new company Red Chillies Entertainment with his wife Goran Khan in 2002. Under the
It's
new
his same
banner,
wife?
Red Chillies would soon establish itself as one of India's leading film studios and production companies. But that wasn't all. In the pursuit of advancing Indian cinema and creating new standards that could be on par with, or even exceed, the standards of Western cinema industries, Red Chillies opened a new sector called Red Chillies VFX. And it is with this addition that the company would climb up the ranks as being one of the few production houses that would revolutionize the face of cinema in the Eastern subcontinent, and all of it made in India.
Was it making him
Like a
look
special
younger or
effect.
something?
Yeah, something like
कि बर्दाश्त ही न कर पाओ
कौन कम वक्त बर्दाश्त करने को पीता है
that.
हम तो पीते हैं कि यहाँ पर बैठ सकें तुम्हें देख सकें तुम्हें बर्दाश्त कर सकें
One of SRK's thespian trademarks is his ability to transform into a role and make it his own. And while the exterior will still look like SRK, he has that rare gift to swap out his interior
I want to get a haircut like that.
entirely and fill it with new life, a new set of characteristics, facial expressions, and mannerisms. He remains instantly recognizable and yet inherently different at the same time. And it is this versatility that will allow him to slip into the most diverse
my name
roles,
is Khan.
each one of them as unique as the next.
Oh,
This
that's
trait
him
will
too,
allow him
jeez.
to roam freely in the realm of exploring vastly different characters and film
Just
genres.
visually, they
Play a
look so
warrior,
different,
A
right?
fool, a criminal, a psychopath, a lunatic, a lover, and everything in between.
Experimental role.
SRK's artistic drive and seemingly infinite curiosity led him to venture into a
Oh, someone
variety
wanted
of
us to
films
check that
that are
out.
experimental
Really
in
wanted us to
nature.
check that out.
While some of them were hits, the majority of these films followed formulas that were not tailored to mass audiences. For that reason, it comes as no surprise that some of his least appreciated films contain some of his finest roles.
Two options. Handcuffs if you're nasty, without handcuffs if you're nice.
I really want to see this.
Have you heard of
Yeah.
Fan?
Nasty.
From the very start, it was apparent that SRK would be a force to be reckoned with, and for as long as he would keep making films. And even though he transforms into every character he plays, he has stated repeatedly that he isn't a method actor.
I'm like an empty vessel, which you can fill, and I will take the shape of love in terms of जिस shape में आप वो vessel जाते, like so इम्तियाज vessel, ESG vessel, and I really believe that.
His brand of acting is one that is intrinsic in
he
nature.
looks
It's
phenomenal.
unconventional and intuitive. If you've seen some of his movies, what instantly becomes clear are two elements that are
Well, I've heard that method acting,
It's a little bit of
it's not really acting, it is becoming the thing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's straining
It's
to
like
your mental health.
And if you guys don't know what that is, it's sort of like if you're playing someone in a wheelchair in the movie, you actually just stay
you
in a
live
wheelchair
as that,
for the whole
like you're
time
in
filming it.
character
Yeah.
when you're offset,
Yeah.
and you live as that character.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Actors will only be referred to by their character's name, and they'll only talk as if they were their character, and all this sort of weird stuff.
Yeah.
It seems a little pretentious, but I get it.
yeah, it's just I did this this course thing with this acting coach. He had worked with some pretty
Method
famous
actors.
people,
Mhm.
and he talked about method acting just not being ideal at all, and it's not acting. Like it, and it's just
I
what
think-
we've said. It's It's like you try to become it yourself and everything. As he just said, it can be very detrimental to your.
Mental health. Well, I
Yeah.
think this is a discussion for
It's
another
not
time.
good.
But,
It's not. His opinion wasn't a good
not
method.
so good.
immediately visible. The immense wealth of authentic facial expressions and his massive intensity. One of the common misconceptions of the art of acting is that actors who use minimal facial expressions are the go-to, the de facto standard.
Johnny
And
Depp.
if a person's approach to acting doesn't conform
was
with
Brad
the
Pitt.
standard, his style is
Leonardo
often deemed as
DiCaprio.
overacting.
Yeah.
More often
Yeah.
than
Oh, I hear
not,
this.
these types of notions stem from comparing actors of a country that isn't North America. In short, Hollywood icons. The truth is that the perceived standard is owed to popularity and is not intrinsic to the craft. And what is left out are the mentality, the mannerisms and expressions that are inherently tied to an artist's culture. An actor born in Italy, working in the Italian industry,
Like
would
you.
have different mannerisms than an actor who
Totally,
was born
yeah.
into German culture, playing in German films. The same holds true for any culture. Taking a ruler and measuring the most popular style in one culture and using it as a blueprint for every other culture not only undermines the beauty of the craft itself, it also
These
cripples
countries
the vastly
with
rich
other
expressions of other cultural
Other film
norms.
industries we've yet to explore.
SRK belongs to a rare breed of actors who have maintained artistic sincerity in not limiting themselves to what is deemed popular. Instead, SRK approaches his craft with the integrity and rawness the art form deserves. His mannerisms are rich and varied, his display of emotions are unapologetically authentic. This is what allows his audience to relate and resonate with whichever character he portrays. And it is this gift and earnest approach to acting that has hailed him the king of acting.
The King.
And it looks like we, his fans,
Have
have a lot to
him.
look forward to.
Jawan, we saw the.
Yeah, we saw that. So he must be playing a villain there.
Ah.
Oh my gosh, this is very loud.
Wow. Well, I want to first of all send a huge shout out to the individual
To
that
this
created
channel.
this. SRK 1000 Faces.
Faces.
You guys are going to have to absolutely be sure to take a minute there. Go subscribe to that channel. Watch the original video. Share it with your friends. Wow. You know, because we had seen the 29 years of SRK video, and I really enjoyed it. But I really enjoyed this one a lot more. It really gave us more of a sense of who SRK
Gave us more
was,
of a
where he
backstory,
came
yeah.
from, how he got to where he was at, and then also really
We got
gave
to
us a
see
good
some
cross
scenes
section of
and
the different
clips.
scenes. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really good.
I would have never guessed that he was known for playing a villain. In fact, the sense I got just
Yeah.
from engaging with the audience was that he was more of like a romantic lead, and that was kind of his claim to fame. But no, actually, he does it all. And
Very versatile.
And not only just the acting, but we also had a chance to go into some of the humanitarian work he did. I'm definitely keen to check out that TED Talk.
Yep.
Boy, there's a lot to like here. In fact, I think he's even on the latest series of the David Letterman Netflix show, where my next guest needs no introduction. So that would be something else that would be
He's
very
on that?
interesting to look at.
I watched some
Yeah.
episodes of
you
that.
saw the
It's
Billie
really good.
Eilish one, I believe. So
Yeah, and the Ryan Reynolds one.
okay. So there's lots of SRK stuff
When's
to
he
check out.
gonna be up? Is it already up?
I believe it is. So there's so much stuff to get to here, guys. We need to start probably by getting to some of his films. So let us know if you've got some SRK favorite films there. I know Suede's was one that people really wanted us to check out. Let us know what you guys think. And
If you want to stick around so you get notified when we upload, hit the subscribe button, click the bell, choose all from the drop down. Like this video if you enjoyed this reaction, and comment your thoughts down below.
we love you a whole lot.
Love
This
you
is Internet Rabbit Hole
guys.
Daily RH. Sign off.
Bye.
Bye, guys.